Hello. Today's Bible reading comes from the book of Acts, chapter 14. And this goes off of yesterday's reading. So we'll read a little bit of what we're going to be reading today. And then I'll recap what I talked about yesterday, just in short. So, Jews came to Lystra and Antioch and Iconium, and having persuaded the people, they stoned Paul and dragged him out of the city, supposing that he was dead. You may or may not know, at the time that Paul was doing what he was doing with his mission, going out and sharing the gospel with people, Jews, Paul being one of them before he became a Christian, was persecuting Christians. They were going around and stoning the Christians or doing, I mean, of course you could see they stoned him, but they were doing other things. They were trying to dissuade the movement of the gospel to the world. And the thing about this is what I talked about yesterday was Paul went to Lystra and he shared the gospel, and whenever he shared the gospel, everyone came to know the faith, or I shouldn't say came to know the faith. They responded in such a positive way to the miracle that Paul did by healing the man, that they called him Zeus and Hermes, and believed that Barnabas and him were gods, and Paul was so revered at that point that he was going to be heralded as a god, and he had to calm them down, saying, "No, I'm a man. I'm one of you." And so here we have a shift here. The Jews came into the town and persuaded the people to stone him to death. They thought they killed him. They thought they killed Paul. And the thing that we need to understand about this passage that I think we can take from this is you're going to be persecuted. Will you be stoned to death? Will you be dragged out of the city, left for dead? No, that's not what I think your average American Christian type of persecution they experience. A missionary once told me that the type of persecution that you find whenever he was in China was very obvious and very clear, and you knew where the persecution was coming from, much like the Jew persecuting the Christian at this time. You knew where the danger was. But he said, whenever you come back to America, the persecution is far more subtle. You don't know what's trying to drag you away from the faith. You don't know what was once good now turned bad and is trying to stone you, metaphorically speaking. And this missionary that I talked to attributed like TV and distractions of that nature, all these things that try to slowly pull you away from the faith, is seen as a persecution. And I think this is what we can draw from this passage, is that what was once good for Paul to be seen as such in high regard, almost as a god, maybe that's not good, but being seen as in such a good regard, and then being that being sullied, that turning sour so quickly, and being bad and stoning you to death. We need to realize that that type of thing can happen in our own lives. Keep watch for these types of things that exist in this world that seem good at first, then slowly start pulling you away from the faith. I know that it's true in my life. I've seen it happen. The example is given as TV. TV can be good. It could be a good escape. It could be seen as a good distraction. But too much TV obviously is a bad thing. And not only too much TV, but the idea of what it is that you are watching. Does it hurt your soul? Does it start picking away at what your heart, the softness of your heart? Does it start gouging it? Does it start hurting it? TV has that effect for sure. And I think the thing you need to be weary of is where those things exist in your life. Where are these things that were once good or are good, where they could be turned sour and become a detriment to your faith, become persecution. I know that this is possible. So I hope you're doing well. I hope to see you soon, and blessings.